Hello and welcome back to the AFL Enjoys podcast. We have another Supercoach episode today with the boys, fellow enjoyers of AFL and Supercoach, George Sfenda, who's back in the building, and James Matsa. How are you, boys?
Baby.
That's it. Welcome back, Georgie. Good to have you back, man.
Thanks, boys. Thanks. Can't wait to come and explain how much I'm disappointed again at my team.
I just saw your score right now, man. Ain't good.
No, that's not a good score.
Ain't good.
It's so low you could probably count it with your fingers. That's how bad it is.
Yeah, it might take some time, but yeah, it can be done.
Well, you know what, George? Seeing as though you're back this week, why don't you kick us off and just run us through how your team went this
Don't
week?
make me, man. Don't make me. All right, I'll do it. Let's have a look at my team.
He gave him pretty quick.
I gave it. It's Supercoach after the end of the day. So I don't remember what I did last week. It's too long ago. But I ended up, I'm pretty sure I brought in Seamus Mitchell, which was the rookie that we're all kind of looking at.
What was your score?
Avoid-
He just got lost over that. This is like the biggest part of the game is,
2158. Top
Ugh.
35% score, top 23%. I went down in rank.
No way.
Now, you guys may be thinking, how did that happen? Let's dive into it. Okay, so I brought in Seamus Mitchell last week, and I brought in Taranto. I brought in Caniglio, the other EO.
Yeah.
And I brought in Sam Sturt. So why did we bring in Caniglio? Well, because he's cheap.
Yeah,
and
no,
good
it's
value.
good pickup. Good
The
pickup.
thing is, I traded Chandler for him because he's the only one I could trade to get to that. And Caniglio beat Chandler by 4 points. So
That's not enough.
that's not enough at all.
And
Anyway, it doesn't. I don't think that matters too much
Yeah, you should be right.
because I've got to Caniglio, and Caniglio goes up in value as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're picking in Caniglio because you're expecting him to be a keeper
Absolutely.
in the forward line. So effectively, anyway, it is what it is. I brought in Sam Sturt. I didn't really want to, but the problem I had this week was LDU didn't play. So he's a primo that isn't playing on my field. And there was talks of Laird being out. And if Laird was out, I would have copped a donut unless I had a playing rookie. So I turned, who is the St Kilda? That's St Kilda.
Caminiti?
Baitel.
Baitel, yeah.
Baitel, who's been
Jack
doing
Baitel.
nothing on my bench for ages. I just turned him into a playing rookie, try to get that cash gen. The idea behind Sturt is, I don't think he's going to score particularly well, but he should get some job security in Freo, given the fact that Tabner isn't playing for a while. He's a tall option, marking option. He's not
tall, but he's
not short.
I think he's like a mid to small size forward, but he's a forward though. Like he's a leading target. You know what I mean?
Whatever the case is, he's a body in the forward line that Freo do not have.
And they do need that, yeah.
He did not have a good game and got subbed out, which I don't know if that doesn't bode well.
No.
So those were kind of my trades. If I didn't bring in Sturt because I thought Laird was going to play, which he ended up playing anyway, I might have done the Ridley to Will Day option because Ridley to Day gives me the cash I needed to get Chandler into Caniglio. The same cash that I got from Baitel down to Sturt.
Yep, I see.
You know what I'm saying?
So you had to do 3 trades.
I had to get
instead of 2 potentially.
Yeah. No, I would have had to do 3 trades anyway, but the trade would have been Ridley to Day as opposed to getting a rookie in.
Yep.
So Day is a really good player. He's going to score around that high 90 to 100, which is what we expect Ridley to do anyway. He's just not doing it.
Some say he's the next Bont. I don't know where I've heard that before, but
yeah, I know.
He's a very good player. I would say he's more Pendlebury than Bont.
Oh,
He's just got space and time, and he does these movements like that, and and no one tackles him. So yeah, he's quite good. I don't know if he's going to score massively, but he's for 450 that you could have brought him in for if you didn't have him already to be scoring around that 100 mark is good value. So I didn't do that. Apart from that, my biggest flaw was I got vice captain 122 from Bontempelli, and I didn't take it. I greedily went for Dacos, who I knew was going to get tagged by Keys, but I said, you know what, he's good enough to beat it, and he wasn't.
Nah.
He wasn't. And the thing is, he got the ball, Dacos, he just didn't use it properly.
Yeah, he was butchering it for the first time ever. Probably,
Yeah.
apart from his rookie season.
The problem I have is because I've been panicky this year in Supercoach.
Yeah.
I've made some rash decisions, and when your back's up against the wall, composure is being able to think through situations. and I haven't had that ability, and I proved it again by not taking 122. 122 is the second highest score in my team.
It's like you rubbed off on Dacos a bit, you know what I mean? Like you're panicking and lack of composure.
Try and justify that not taking Bontempelli
I'm
decision.
pretty sure you floated the possibility of moving the captaincy to Dacos instead of taking the VC of Bond, and I was sort of trying to be a good friend.
You egged me on, you bastard.
I
You
didn't.
egged me on, you bastard.
No, I didn't. No, I was trying to just not give any formal advice because I didn't want to be at fault for your moves.
You didn't want to be legally accountable.
Yeah, I didn't want to be legally accountable.
There's a lawsuit coming, man. There's a lawsuit
But
coming.
yeah, you probably should have stayed with Bond.
100% I should have.
Yeah.
But when I'm in it, the greed comes in. I want to win back points. And the lesson is you can't try too hard to win back points. You just got to take it. You just got to take it as it comes.
Hey, that's
So-
it, man.
I won't learn that lesson because I'm so far behind. I'm just going to double down for the rest of the season. The other thing that really screwed me up, and I'll end quickly, because I can go on forever. I brought in Sard a couple of weeks ago for Doherty, and I could have brought in Tom Stewart. Now, Sard is not a bad pick, and he's not a bad player. But he got injured on 85 at 3/4 time a couple of weeks ago and subbed out. Then he didn't play. And then he plays, gets 96 at 3/4 time, managed. So this guy easily 2 130s and plays the game. Instead, gets injured. 85, 0, 99, 96. Tom Stewart's flying off the wall.
He copped it pretty tough there. That's rough circumstances.
The one other thing.
It's not a bad pick.
Johnson, Freo, suspended
man.
for 2 weeks.
He looked good too. He looked good when he was out there.
He's a good young player.
Yeah.
He's actually, of the rookies, he's actually a good player. He's just not going to score. Wagner, who I've got, is a dead rookie. LDU, I brought in for 570, promising like he's the greatest player to ever grace the earth. He's like, can't be tackled. He's Crips incarnate. I don't think he got 100 since I brought him in.
I think it was Judd incarnate, but anyway.
Whoever incarnate, he was incarnated.
Is that even the right word? I don't know.
And I don't know, Royal Marshall decided to have a good game for once, so that's it.
Yeah, it's good. That's
Oh,
good.
and Fergus Green, mate. Fergus Green, he gets 70s coming out of his ass on. I filled him for a 28. Van Ruin wins by 100 points against North Melbourne, kicks 1 goal.
Hang on a second. Can I step in here on the Fergus Green
How
stuff?
can Van Ruin not score more than 1 goal? They scored like 600 against North.
I'm
no
stepping
pressure.
in here. Back on the Fergus Green point, okay? I fielded him 3 weeks in a row without you two getting in on the act, and he was a gun, averaging in the 70s. The second you lot jump on board, he goes back down to doing nothing. Thanks a lot.
See, you say that, but
all your
I
fault.
didn't field him.
Oh, this guy's
I
fault.
didn't field him.
But you know the worst part?
Miss me with
George's
that.
fault.
You know the worst part? I
George's
complain, but my other option was Sturt. And Fergus Green got 28 versus 25, so 3 points.
Hey, you won.
I won.
man.
You won.
I
that
won
one.
that, and
You won
that's
that.
the worst part. Anyway, I'm done.
All right, there we go.
Rookie
All right. I guess see you next week's
Yeah.
Bring in Tinkota.
George is back with a bang, fair to say.
He is. Well, look, I think a lot of the grievances that he spoke out, I shared some of those. Not all of them, but some of those. But yeah, with this week, it was just a bit of an awkward situation because I didn't want to trade out LDU. All right, now I've just noticed my grievance. English, I bring him in every week 130 and he gets 90. I had him as VC.
And again, I'm going to interject here. I VC'd this boy for 3-4 weeks in a row, getting 130 plus, and the second this guy brings him in, you stuff me up, Matsa.
I'll cop that one. I'll cop that one. Sorry for cursing English, but man.
Yeah,
But
harsh.
I'm going to give a couple positives this week. Taranto is that boy, man.
He's that
He's
guy,
that
man.
boy. Honestly, next year he's going to be a 600k mid. I might pick him.
He's already 600k now.
Yeah,
What's his
but
break even?
next year he's going to be a pure mid. He's not going to be a forward, unfortunately. But yeah, I'd consider picking him because he's the number one midfielder and he's showing he's doing well. The other Richmond positive, Samson Ryan, another 71. So his price gen for a week or two more will be good.
Yep.
Other than that, it's just this similar rubbish. You know what I mean? Like Setterfield is a spud. Do you have Setterfield? You don't. No,
Nah,
neither of
I
you guys.
do.
escaped him.
Oh, Dano has him.
I do. Or I did.
Remember when we had the decision to pick in
Watch
Yeah.
the space.
Yeah, no,
Who was it?
bad.
Zeeble? Remember when we had the decision to pick in Zeeble or Setterfield? And we went
Zeebs?
Zeeble?
You went. Oh, bravo, man, bravo, good move. Setterfield's just he's for the bin. Not as a guy and not as as a human being, but for Supercoach. Sorry, bro.
He's a friend of the pod, so we're okay to say that he's full of
Yeah,
opinions,
that's it,
Supercoach.
man. He knows it's just
He would admit it. He would admit it.
He's like, yeah, you're right. He's like, you're right, man.
Trade me, man. Trade me out.
I'm bin. So anyway, I think. Do you have anything to say about your team? Anything interesting? Actually, I'll say we all captain Dacos, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
So
that was cool.
Yeah, with my team, I kind of held rank almost. I'm still in the top 13% with a top 24% score for the week. So 2-2-1-5 in the end. It was looking really, really good until Sunday, which I had 2 Bombers boys, Ridley, Setterfield, and then I had the captaincy on Dacos. So it just sort of fell flat in its face on Sunday.
Yeah.
Very rough Sunday. But otherwise, yeah, look, I've got Ryan in there. I chose him over Van Rooyen a few weeks ago. Didn't look good in the beginning, but he sort of turned it around now. He's going to make that cash that I wanted. Probably even more than I expected, to be fair.
He's probably going to make more than Van Rooyen because I reckon Van Rooyen could get dropped this week. Straight
It's
up.
possible. Yeah, it's possible, actually. What did I do? I also brought in Sturt to fund Cogs. So similar to George, I did that Mitchell, Sturt and Cogs in with a boost. But what I did want to say about my team is some interesting moves I've got planned for this week.
All right.
Okay, going
Here we go.
bit aggressive / rage trading Setterfield and Ridley. Fair enough. Setterfield has
like
to go.
I like it already, man. Say no more.
Ridley's just done now. I think he's averaging 80, 85.
Yeah. No, he's
just showing no ceiling whatsoever. So he's
Yeah.
got to go. And the exciting thing is now with Chincotta thankfully keeping his place and looking like not losing it, that's a juicy little downgrade. 102k. It doesn't get better than that. And it's funding Ridley and Setterfield into, at this point in time, Sicily and Steele. So the team is looking a lot fatter now,
That's beautiful, mate.
a lot better.
Who are you going to downgrade?
I'm getting rid of, that's a good question.
Wilmot? Was that one of those? guys?
Sorry, Fergus Green. He's
Oh,
gone.
nice.
Fergus
Nice.
Green, Setterfield and Ridley out for Chincotta, Sicily and Steele.
I like that.
If I get greedy and want to chase that little bit extra value, Will Day I really like, but I think just grab Sicily while he's there, to be honest.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I was gonna say we'll go through like some upgrade options. You've got 2 of them right there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Sissels, his starting price was 600. He was like close to the best defender last year, if not, he was the best defender last year. Gun. The other one, Steele. Yeah, Steele. This week or next week, you have to get him. If you don't, you're dumb. Like he's 540k. He started the year last year at 700.
Yeah.
So this year he started at 600, which was low.
Yeah.
Now he's 530, 540. You just got to get him.
And his
You just gotta-
break even's 129 or 126, something like that. So
you can wait a week.
you can wait a week, but he also may well hit that against North. So
Yeah, he probably will, but he's going to go up, 20, 30k max. You can still get him at 550, 560 next week. But honestly, good trades, Dano. Good trades.
Thanks, Matsa.
The other one still available is not Callum, Jack Sinclair.
Yes.
He got another 109 or something. I think you brought him in.
Yeah, I bought him in last week.
So you would have been, despite the 90 he had at halftime, but you'd be happy with the ton.
Look, the thing about Sinclair is he's a good player, but they're playing him a lot in the midfield, and he scores better off the half back line. So I thought with Steele coming back in, Sinclair was going to get more half back time and boost his score. That's one of the reasons why I brought him in. He's also good value. Whatever the case is, he's a genuinely good player. He's got a good mullet, and he's going to score at least 105 in that role. I'd like to see him explore a bit of a bigger ceiling like he did last year. I think if he plays more midfield, he won't do that. It's just harder to score.
I think your thinking there is actually quite accurate because still now he's only just come back in the team the last few weeks, getting back in the rhythm of things. You've got Seb Ross in there as well, Brad Crouch. So there's naturally he should be playing a little bit more halfback than he has been in the past couple of weeks.
Yep.
So I rate the pick, George. He's 540k. So if you don't have him,
yeah.
Like Matsa said,
what do you
still a
guys
very
think
good
about
option.
Sam Doherty?
How much is he?
He's 509. His break even. Let me check his break even. He's 114, but 500k is probably the floor for him. I know we got rid of him, but some people might get some value out of him.
I'm not against trading a player back in, but the thing is with him, he scored 100 against West Coast, and everyone scored 100 against West Coast last week.
That's true.
By the look of it, so he needs to have another good score this week. If he gets a 120 and his price goes up slightly, and then his break even would drop massively, I'd consider, but I'm just something about Doherty, man. I don't want him this year.
That's fair enough.
You know, I don't think it's a bad option though.
And another one, it's a wild card one. You got to be pretty bold to do it. But I just saw it now. George Hewitt, 486. Now he's clearly been injured this year.
Yeah,
He looked good against West Coast, like you said, everyone did. But you could tell he had his grunt back. So he's got a low break even. But if he has a couple of good performances in a row and he's sitting at that low 500s, if you're desperate and you want a pod, if he's fit,
any other Carbon players or
Chincotta. Adam Chera is actually performing, genuinely performing. But I mean, I wouldn't go him. But
I was gonna say the downgrade option, obviously Chincotta. If you don't have him, get him in.
Chincotta genuinely looks good. I'm surprised. It's clean. He looks fast. He's keeping his spot with Sard and Doherty. He's a must.
Absolutely. And at 102, defender mid as well.
And he's got a negative 100 break even. So
his price is going to skyrocket.
I did want to mention as well, actually, there's two players we've shouted out in the last 2 weeks on the pod here. One of them was Matsa 2 weeks ago, Caleb Sarong, and he's been nothing short of fantastic. All season, really, but especially the last few weeks. And then last week, I gave some flowers and a shout out to
a Gold Coast player?
Noah Anderson,
Yeah.
who delivered on what I expected him to do. And I was tempted to bring him in this week, but I just think shoring up my back line with Sicily is the way to go. But if anyone was game enough to go ahead and back him in, good on you, because he's looking like the big dog there in the Gold Coast midfield for now.
And he's got a good not break even. He's got a good buy round.
He does.
His buy round, the Geelong Gold Coast buy round, which I have no players from there. Which
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that should really tempt a few people, I reckon.
There's also Brayshaw 509. Like there's a lot of value or potentially value midfield picks around that low 500k. Brayshaw hasn't really shown enough for me to pick him this year, but
he's a nah.
There's one
so cheap.
There's one player I do want to mention because no one will be even thinking of bringing him in just due to the ruck line. I think everyone's sort of set now with what they've chosen unless an injury happens. But Max Gawn is a low 501k at the moment. I don't think he's ever been that low since his breakout year.
Yeah.
Could he get forward status?
Maybe.
If you got forward status.
That's the thing. Like, you can't possibly waste the trade right now. If you've got English and Marshall and Darcy, they're playing too well to justify.
Yeah. If I had kept Grundy an extra week instead of going to English, I probably would just pick up Gawn at 501k. If you do have Grundy still, and there'll be a lot of people with Grundy still who couldn't jump off him last week, get Gawn.
Instead of English?
Yep. Take that cash. You're going to get 110 average probably from Gawn here on out.
Well,
you pick him up.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hesitate at all.
Not at all, mate. He's played 4 games. One of them was a 140 in round 1. Then he got a 0 officially, throwing off his average when he got injured. And then a 98 and an 80 against North. And to be honest, against North, he was in first gear.
Yeah.
He had no need to go more than an 80.
You've had some unlucky with your whole your ruck saga. I'm just looking at Sean Darcy. You jumped off the 41.
Can we not talk about Sean Darcy, please, man?
132, 125, 136, 137, 114 since that 41.
And then I brought in English, who got me a 90. It's just
But let's be real here. For those people that had missed out on English,
I don't have him.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is...
You wouldn't even feel so bad.
Those people that had Darcy like me and then saw English killing it and Darcy doing nothing, there was a time to jump off, and I have no regrets jumping off to English. Matsa took a bit more of a risk going to Grundy, but Darcy was crap to start the year. Good on him for coming good. I'm not surprised, but we were in a iffy spot there for a while.
Yeah, what I will say is I've learnt don't trust clubs when they say this dude's going to be back in 3 months or something. Don't trust that, because if Grundy had an extra 2 or 3 weeks as the number 1 ruck and got a couple more 120s, it'd be all worth it. But it didn't work out that way.
The rule on injuries is whatever amount of weeks they say, divide it by 2 and then take away 1. So if they say 4-week injury, divided by 2, take away 1, it's a 1-week injury, mate.
And here's where I'm going to segue to another ruckman, and he's a good option for 2 weeks, and that's all. Ivan Soldo. I'm not Soldo on him for the no, that was bad. For the purpose that at the start of last week they said Nank was 3 to 5 weeks away. He's probably back next week.
Yeah, true.
Like legit. Soldo might get the one game where he destroys Bailey Williams this week, and then Nank comes in and stuffs it all up.
There's something like players recover quickly these days. Doherty was out for 6 to 8 weeks. gone for 2.
What did I just say? Divide by 2, take 1. That's the formula.
There you
I'm
go.
just looking at this. He's not a relevant Supercoach player this year, but I just thought it was interesting. Patrick Dangerfield scores.
He's a relevant Supercoach player.
I've got him
this
on
year,
draft.
bro. He's a
I
relevant
don't-
player this year.
You can't trade him in. Surely not.
If you did a week
the
or
thing
two
is-
ago,
So
You'd be
round
wrapped.
1, 61.
Mm.
Round 2 against Carlton, 85. Then 103, 119, 118, 144, 124.
His time on ground this week, though, apparently was only mid 60%. So
that's what he does, though. He
amazing.
just comes
so
out.
powerful, man.
His points per minute would be insane.
But then with that, you'd think that there's those games where the ball maybe just doesn't find him and then he gets 70. It's possible.
Yeah, look, I'm not bringing him in, but he's definitely a Supercoach relevant player. I just don't have the guts to pick him, honestly.
Yeah, I'm on that same boat, to be honest.
And his
but
price is probably too much now as well. So
fair
too
to
late.
shout him out, though, George, because he has
Yeah.
been pretty good this year.
Mm.
I did want to mention, actually, Bailey Smith at 497. Any interest there as a forward mid?
I don't know if he gets with the Dogs, whether he gets enough midfield time. Week to week, it's a bit, I don't know.
I'm just going to give it a just straight out no. And the reason for that is Darcy Cameron's back in like a month. I
Yeah.
want him as
Yeah.
my F6.
Yeah.
That's my last spot. He's at 490k. He's at the same price. I'd rather wait. I don't know who I'm going to field in the meantime, but I'd rather just wait and just get Darcy Cameron.
I think Darcy
you know,
Cameron's really important because as you get less and less trades in the season, you don't want to be trading a player like Sean Darcy if you've got him who's injury prone, or even Tim English can be a little bit injury prone. If he's out for 2 weeks, you send Cameron to the ruck line and you're
That's
fine.
it. Madden swings in, you know.
You swing
yeah.
the Madden.
That's it, man. So yeah, it's a good shout for draft. Pick him up if you can. But there's just so many other good forward options, man. Like I have Taranto, Rosie, Canelio, Goulden, he had a good week last week. Dunkley. There's only one spot left, and that's for Cameron at 494. But no, good little pickup there.
Fair enough. And I did just want to shout out 2 boys that almost double ton this week. One of
Yeah.
them is King Charles, Charlie Curnow, and the other is Tom Hawkins, 186 and 184 respectively.
How funny is it that we verse each other in draft this week? I've got Charlie Curnow, you got Tom Hawkins. The 180s cancelled each other out. That's just
Crazy.
mental.
And then I thought I was back in the contest when Hawkins tore it up, and then Will Powell just puts me to the sword with the
Mate,
143.
Imagine getting slaughtered by Will Powell.
Mate, yeah, true. And the 150 Dawson on the last day as well.
Yeah, got the Dawson, got Bond.
I was undefeated previously, but George just knocked me off the peg there. So.
Man, George, I swear, I looked at the start of the year, I looked at your draft team, I thought, this dude's team sucks. Like, legit. Like, I thought your team was really bad.
You've underestimated my ability to scout talent, man.
I have, but no,
I can scout it.
your pickups have been really good, and you've improved your team. So
For
no,
draft,
shout out to draft.
Anyone that does draft, if a player is playing on the halfback, just pick him.
That's-
Halfback is just how you get scores.
That's it, man.
McPherson,
Bravo.
Waller, Johannesson, out of nowhere, hundreds, baby.
Hey, George has got Ed Richards, Johannes. Oh, man, these guys just put me to the sword this
The
week.
only
So
th-
fair
I only
enough.
have halfbacks in my team.
Bravo, man.
Fair
Hey,
enough, bro.
I have a little thing to say. I have concerns with the downgrade options coming up, lads. Like, Weddle got 33, right? And here's my solution, right? Here's my solution.
What's your solution?
Upgrade.
Yeah, that's it. Just don't downgrade. No need. My solution is North Melbourne. Listen to me. There has to be a minimum of 2 debuts. And it's between Wardlaw, who's not really a downgrade option, but I love him. Hamish Free, because we don't have any tools anymore. Hamish Free at 102. And Blake, is it Blake? Drury at 102.
Drury Judy, baby.
Drury
That's
duty. Bring them in. We need these boys. We need them. And North Melbourne fans, we need you. We want to see these guys play.
Well,
So
that's a good shout.
That's because we're recording on a Monday, so we don't know. They could get announced. But North actually we need to start blooding these young guys. So I'm hoping that those guys come through soon. And to be honest with you, even if they don't, I wouldn't really I wouldn't blame you if you brought in Drury, because I don't think he's far off.
Well, here's where I back you up completely on the Drury call, because he made the emergencies for the first time this week. And he has been playing, instead of in the halfback line where he was in the early rounds of the VFL, they moved him to half forward-ish. And that's exactly where Kane Turner plays, who sucks. So
There we go.
take him out, because he got delisted last year for a reason.
Yeah.
I don't
He's
know why
he's a
we-
rookie for a reason.
We rookie
Like,
re-signed him for
yeah.
no reason. Chuck in Blake Drury. It'll be good for North, and even more important, it's good for my Supercoach team.
That's it. And Hamish Free, like, because we don't have any tools.
That's an interesting shout. I just
Yeah, 'cause
haven't heard much positivity coming out of the VFL. No one's really talking about him, but
Yeah,
if
but-
push comes to shove, we might need him.
Look, you're going to just... Actually, the other one, maybe Eddie Ford might get a go.
I love Eddie Ford. Put him in.
Yeah,
He's so good.
But I prefer Hamish Free. 102 Ruckman. Can you imagine if he splits 50-50 with Goldstein? Oh,
Well,
it'd be
look,
beautiful.
Goldstein's the
Yeah.
Iron Man, though. So
Yeah, true. Anyway,
no, very
that's
good
my
shouts.
that's my little plea to North
Look,
Melbourne. Please,
you're right, and I actually hope that that's the case because I'm looking at my bench options. Cowan, not playing. Constable, never got a price rise.
Yep.
No, he's never going to play again.
Johnson, banned for 2 weeks.
Yep.
Wagner, who's that? Madden is not designed to play.
No.
Matt Roberts, injured forever. Sam Sturt.
Yuck.
Sam Sturt is my only playing rookie. Oh, actually, but LDU will come onto field, so Wilmot. Wilmot and Sam Sturt is all I got.
I've got
I'm
Elwood
similar.
Davey, who didn't play this week, so he's not even
He's
guaranteed
gone,
to play.
He's gone.
No.
And I've got Mitchell from the Hawks and Sturt. And Mitchell might not. He's a droppable player.
He got subbed out. He
Yeah.
was playing well.
He can get dropped at any given week.
Who's this, sorry?
Seamus Mitchell.
Seamus Mitchell.
Yeah, I don't get why he got subbed out.
I don't know.
That like I'm tracking scores and I see him getting. I saw the red little fan footy
Well, the sub
t-shirt thing.
The sub was Scrimshaw, so naturally he's going to come in, go to the defense, and Mitchell's one of those guys. That's the most
Yeah, but what
inexperienced.
about
so.
Weedle?
Whittle? Yeah, look,
He's
maybe
playing
he didn't
better.
want to sub out the first gamer.
Sub him out, man.
I don't know.
Yeah, they've done it before. Coaches do that, man. Come
Well,
on. Anyway.
that's the thing. So I guess this week we can all agree, Chincotta, you have to bring him in because there's no other rookie upgrades
And I
coming
think
up.
you can play him on the field as well. He'll get you a
Oh,
60.
He's gone straight on my field.
Actually,
He's
I'm
gone
not
straight
keen.
on my
But
field.
he's a bit more expensive. What about your boy Sammy Simpson, Matsa?
Nah, he probably gets dropped this week. I don't know. I didn't watch the game.
If you
so I
look at
can't
the
really
most
say.
trade in my team, right? Chincotta is most trade in. So that's not in my team, right? Chincotta, Sam Simpson, Ryan Angwin, Jack Steele, Clayton Oliver. And most traded
Angwin,
out.
maybe Angwin. I don't know.
Nah.
Just because he's 123, but
He'll probably
not-
get dropped this week too.
yeah,
He-
maybe Sam Simpson, maybe.
Well, Angwin 62-42.
But look, whoever holds on to their spot, if you need a downgrade option, you just go with one of those.
Yeah, I guess you
To
have
be
to.
honest with you, like, but I'm just Sam Simpson's 166. You need every dollar you can get when you're downgrading, and that's not ideal.
Would you guys trade LDU? Like,
Look,
do you just jump off?
The trade you had to trade him last week, in my opinion. I didn't, so he's
Yeah,
in my team.
fair
now.
enough.
He stays.
Now, Matza, can you just tell us how the Enjoyers team went as well?
Yeah, of
because
course
we
I
had
can.
Charlie Kerno. Which
We
is
had
exciting.
Charlie Kerner and Cripps, and we still only managed to get 2294, which is a pretty solid score. We're in the top 9% now. We jumped like 3,000 ranks.
That's crazy.
So 2294. But the issue is I've kind of forgot to do the team. So there ends up
Slight
being
issue.
yeah, I know. So we had some technical difficulties. So like some dudes who got like fielded Philippou 20, Van Rooyen 33, Fergus Green 28. I literally just forgot to do the team. So I was scrambling at the end and I ended up bringing in someone. I don't know who did I bring in. I brought in Day, and we kept Grundy. So Grundy in this team, Grundy's going to go straight down to the 501
Yes.
Gorney. So that feels pretty good. And then Setterfield can go straight up to Steele. So because this
Yeah.
team has 132k in the bank, so it's
So can we go even better than Steele, or you want to take the value?
I want to take the value.
Yeah, take the value.
And here's where I'm going to take a risk with this team because why not take a risk with this team? The team that's kind of inconsequential. Oh, I guess I'm not going to say anyway. That was
I'm relying on this team, Matt. So don't
true.
skip me around.
Right. For George's mental health, we're going to go with the money left over. Philippou to the little Italian boy playing in at Gold Coast, Fiorini.
Ooh.
We're going to take the risk. This is the team where we're risking it and getting Fiorini.
How much is he?
330.
Is he back from injury? Is he?
Yeah, well, the thing is, Took Miller's gone, and he's had runs of form where he's had 4 or 5 hundreds in a row.
So you're just saying to me, Dean, your call of Noah Anderson is too obvious.
Yeah.
We're going one level deeper.
We're going to
here.
go with the
We're going
Italian
Fiorini.
boy. We're going with the little Italian boy, Fiorini.
You know what? I back it.
But you know what's so funny? I just typed in Fiorini on Google, and DT Talks is Fiorini a lock? Question mark. Round 8 trade options. 2 hours ago.
A lock.
I don't think he's a lock because honestly, like he could go 120 this next week, or he can go like 60. But like I think with this team, if we do that, there's only like 2 bad rookies on the field, if that. So I just kind of want to do it. You know what I mean? I'm just I don't know what it is. I want to do the risk on that team.
Go for it.
It's got a bit of it's already such a pod filled team with like Kerno and Cripps and.
Kerno's been great, huh?
Yeah, 180.
What a pick.
I know, man. I know. The only thing that sucks about this team is it doesn't have Dawson, and there's no real way, there's no avenue to get him in at this point. So that's where we probably could just save the trade and, or save the money and just,
Do it next week.
do it next week. But Fiorini, I don't know.
Yeah, he's a good option.
Yeah.
I would be pro take the risk.
Yep.
Maybe have a pod, but then also
So he scored 101. He had 20 possessions and a goal. That's it. It's pretty good.
It's kind of putting me off. It's only 20 disposals.
Yeah. I mean, he scored well from the 20, but yeah, that's not a big game.
Yeah.
It's hard when my boy Will Power's taking all the possessions.
True.
True.
Maybe we just wait for Dawson, Matsa.
Maybe. Look, we'll discuss off the pod.
We'll discuss.
Well, we convinced you of that so easy.
Yeah, but nah, honestly.
Fiorini.
Nah, but I kind of honestly, like if you guys don't message me, I'm just gonna do the Fiorini thing.
I'll back it. I don't care.
Nah, fair.
What about our VC and C options this week, boys?
I think Dagos has got to respond hard.
He really does.
He's got to respond.
Look, here's the one on the Richmond West Coast game. Taranto. Why not against West Coast?
Yeah, that's fine.
Like
I actually thought about captaining Taranto this week.
jeez, would have been a good one.
It's a good call.
And the other ones,
The Bont against GWS.
yeah,
He always goes pretty crazy against them.
yeah, that's a fair call. Or even English, because English is going up against Flynn.
Dacos v Sydney, I agree. Good call. If you're like me,
Ryan Clark exists though.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember him, the North Melbourne guy who's not good?
He's actually better than what we've got at the moment.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, true. But you know what I mean? Like,
Well, how about this then instead? If you're bringing in Steele like me, they're playing North, who
Yep.
gives up points for fun. So
Yep.
that's
agreed.
an option.
Agreed with that one. Caleb Sarong, if you've got him. I don't, and I should.
How do we feel about Dawson playing at GMHBA against the Cats?
Well, look, you've got to go either him or Taranto in that time slot. I don't. There's no reason he doesn't score well. Like, who do they have? They don't really tag, do they? Geelong, O'Connor.
Oh, actually, Blitzarves.
Yeah, maybe. I feel more comfortable going Taranto.
Blitzarves is not a tip for Dawson. Surely not.
Yeah.
It's a big body. You might.
I don't know. I think I'm going to go Taranto into English or Bont. That's probably going to be my goes.
Yeah, I'm thinking that too, to be honest.
I think that's the safest ones because Taranto got 140, and this is the week where they have to win. They have to beat West
They
Coast.
must win.
It is a must win for them. But yeah,
Any thoughts, George?
Yeah, I like the Taranto pick. I mean, there's a couple of options this week because you've got Madden is my typical loop, and he's Saturday night.
yes, you got a bit of time to make your pick.
You know, you can go anyone in Melbourne, Petrarca, Oliver, Gawn, up against Gold Coast. You can go Laird, you can go Dawson, you can go Taranto.
Just any of your players averaging over 100, you can go.
Anyone from Brisbane. I don't know if you go Neil. Probably not Neil. Carlton. Yeah, I don't think Carlton and Brisbane is the best Friday night for Supercoach.
No, the only thing that's good about that is Wilmot and what's his name? And Chinkata. You can loop both of those
you
guys.
Can loop the
And I'm playing to Luke Sampson. Loop Sampson on what's it called? On the next day. You know what I mean? Because then I can go him or whoever else I have.
Yeah.
Will Phillips hopefully comes back in.
He's got to, mate. Anyway,
Yeah.
That's a North event for another day, or maybe for the main pod,
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
depending
true.
on how I feel soon.
Yeah, true. Anyway, that's all I got.
Cool. George, any late additions to your thoughts this week? Or are we
No.
good to go? No?
No, fair enough.
I think you let a bit off your chest there. I'm glad.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no, you went hard. You went
I-
hard at the
I don't
start,
know.
man. I was. That was entertaining. I'll tell
The
you.
only
that.
thing I would say is whether I downgrade a non-playing rookie like a Cowan for Chincotta, or whether I try to get more cash. I think I'm going to downgrade Cowan to Chincotta. Only gets me the 100k, but one's playing, the other one isn't. I think I'm just going to get myself into too much trouble if I take away someone like a Fergus Green. If Fergus Green is still playing, I'm just going to keep him in. So I lose
Fair enough.
I think it's just a downgrade trade, and I don't know if I can do anything else. I might try the Ridley today, and that's it.
Oh, fair enough.
Fair enough. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for watching and listening, and we'll catch you on the next one. See you later.
Thank you, guys.